The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Education, that which reveals to the wise and conceals from the stupid the vast limits of their knowledge. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. The man who does not read good books has no advantage over the man who can't read them. The best way to cheer yourself is to try to cheer someone else up. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. The human race has one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Giving up smoking is the easiest thing in the world. I know because I've done it thousands of times. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. The lack of money is the root of all evil. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. To succeed in life, you need two things: ignorance and confidence. Patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it. A clear conscience is the sure sign of a bad memory. Whenever you find that you are on the side of the majority, it is time to reform. Books are for people who wish they were somewhere else. The worst loneliness is to not be comfortable with yourself. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. This is the ideal life. Grief can take care of itself, but to get the full value of a joy, you must have somebody to divide it with. I do not fear death. I had been dead for billions and billions of years before I was born. and had not suffered the slightest inconvenience from it. In a good bookroom, you feel in some mysterious way that you are absorbing the wisdom contained in all the books through your skin, without even opening them. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you too can become great. Life would be infinitely happier if we could only be born at the age of 80 and gradually approach 18. It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. It is better to deserve honors and not have them than to have them and not deserve them. Familiarity breeds contempt. How accurate that is. The reason we hold truth in such respect is because we have so little opportunity to get familiar with it. Everyone is a moon and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. Do something every day that you don't want to do. This is the golden rule for acquiring the habit of doing your duty without pain. A banker is a fellow who lends you his umbrella when the sun is shining but wants it back the minute it begins to rain. There are basically two types of people: people who accomplish things and people who claim to have accomplished things. The first group is less crowded. I was gratified to be able to answer promptly, and I did. I said I didn't know. It is curious that physical courage should be so common in the world and moral courage so rare. The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. An Englishman is a person who does things because they have been done before. An American is a person who does things because they haven't been done before. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and to remove all doubt. If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. It ain't those parts of the Bible that I can't understand that bother me. It's the parts that I do understand. Habit is habit and not to be flung out of the window by any man, but coaxed downstairs a step at a time. The holy passion of friendship is of so sweet and steady and loyal and enduring a nature that it will last through a whole lifetime, if not asked to lend money. If you pick up a starving dog and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principal difference between a dog and man. When a person cannot deceive himself, the chances are against his being able to deceive other people. Praise is well, compliment is well, but affection, that is the last and final and most precious reward that any man can win, whether by character or achievement. It is not worthwhile to try to keep history from repeating itself, for man's character will always make the preventing of the repetitions impossible. The most interesting information comes from children, for they tell all they know and then stop. I have a higher and grander standard of principle than George Washington. He could not lie. I can, but I won't. There are people who can do all fine and heroic things but one: keep from telling their happiness to the unhappy.